is literally so cheap for how good it is.
This deck
is easily
insane.
the best budget deck, 110%, no question.
What's up, everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and this is Tops.
Fup, it's Christmas time.
It's Bottoms.
Fup, at least they look like it's Christmas time.
It is Dribbles. Sup, avocados. I have $6 and want to build an entirely competitive deck. And we're cards. Hi, team. Happy Monday, my banging bows of holly. Happy holidays. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally bringing back a budget video for you guys today. Being that it is the most wonderful and expensive time of the year, we're here to provide you guys with some budget decks today in the hopes that you can still play pretty competitively with them and not break your budget of roughly $100 and $150. Budget means something different to everybody, so just bear with us.
This is probably the best time of the year to have this conversation because not only are IRL events coming back and we get a ton of people that have left the game coming back in or people trying to take the game a little bit more serious, but we also just got a huge wave of reprint stuff, making a ton of awesome cards a little bit more accessible and affordable for every player out there.
Accessibility, we love to see it. It was super duper hard to narrow this down to just 5 decks. Obviously, there are a ton of decks that are actually really affordable in budget right now, so we're gonna go through like the ones that we think are the most notable for y'all. And don't worry if you don't see yours, we have a ton of honorable mentions. It's gonna be okay.
But if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like.
And today's the 13th, so comment your favorite lucky or unlucky card. Also, be sure to check out all the fun links in the description box down below. Discord, Patreon, streaming, all that fun stuff. We will be streaming tonight, so make sure you go check out the description. All sorts of fun things are down there, and you can interact with the sub squad a lot more and us. Wow. But with all that chit chat out of the way, let's talk about what we think are the top 5 budget decks of the format. For this top 5, we are trying to cover control, combo, and the mid-range, so don't worry, we've got all your bases covered. But for spot number 5, it's actually one that came out of left field that we honestly hadn't thought about. We have played against the locals a couple times, but it was kind of just not on our radar, so we're really glad y'all told us on the community page.
It is Earth Machines.
I love dozers.
This is a deck that we honestly didn't really know a ton about, and all honesty, Logan said, we've played against it a couple times. I didn't even know that these cards have been reprinted over and over again, so it makes the deck super affordable. It has a really cool Pot of Avarice effect that just keeps looping itself over and over again. They just kind of wall up, and then they're able to just make their big old Xyz monster punch in and just OTK.
The deck just kind of combos. That's about it. Droll's a pretty good card against them. I know that much. They don't really set up negates or anything. They really just loop. It's recycling. They're a very eco-friendly deck.
For machines.
Gonna be completely transparent here, team. We don't know a lot about Earth Machines, but we're really glad you guys recommended it to us, which is why it's the 5th slot. Also, if you like Tonka trucks, this is the deck for you. So based purely off aesthetics, if you like trucks, trains, and things that go burr, Earth Machines might be the one for you. Now let's move into spot number 4, which is a deck we actually know a lot about. Yeah,
this is actually one of my favorite decks, and I didn't even think about it. It was a very, very budget-friendly deck now, thanks to the Megatins, and it is Adamancipator.
Solid rocks, brother.
On its release, Adamancipator was the best deck of the format. It is literally one of the best decks I think I've ever played in my entire life.
One of the best decks to never exist.
Exactly, it was insane, but because of the ban list and, Black Dragon, rest in peace to my little friend, we do not have the infinite negate combos anymore, but we do have a very, very powerful deck, able to combo, able to set up some control aspect, able to play the Scythe Lock, and everything in the deck is super affordable now.
The deck has had many reprints at this point. Researcher is no longer an expensive card, which is super great. Honestly, the whole deck itself is not expensive anymore. It's actually really nice.
I think the most expensive card might be Needle Fiber.
Yeah, honestly, this deck I think can actually be played in under $100 for the main and extra. It depends obviously what your OTK cards are. Boral Sword is extremely affordable right now, so you can just throw Boral Sword in there.
Yeah, I mean the really cool part about this deck is that there's a lot of variants, right? You can, because you are playing Needle Fiber, you can play the Auroradon build with the Despoto 1. You can also just play your regular Synchro build. You can play a combo variant still, where as I said, you're trying to Scythe Lock your opponent. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with this deck. So not only is it budget, but it is versatile as well.
Yeah, it gets a lot of rogue representation, and it does pop in at locals every now and then, so don't count it out. And honestly, it's a lot of fun if you're just looking for a really fun Rocky combo deck, like Dave Cream Rocky Road.
And that leads us to our number 3 slot. This is actually a deck that we are too dumb to play. It is Virtual World. This is a deck that requires a lot of math. 3, 6, 9, sometimes you can manipulate. I know. You can even play, once again, Auroradon to make the Cupid Pitch, to make other cards different levels. You can start making odd number synchros.
All these kids these days, they're Death Blast and they're Auroradon.
But in all seriousness, it is actually a very affordable deck, and it has the ability to make a ton of negates. It is a very cool control deck. You can also play it kind of combo-y.
Chuchi's a super annoying card.
A lot of meta builds are playing the Dragoon variant still, but you can just cut the Dragoon and play something like Kaliga, super duper budget friendly. And if played correctly, this is actually a very, very threatening deck.
It is. It's played very much so at our locals, and it's still extremely good. I hate that this is just a new age salad deck. It frustrates the hell out of me. I will never play VW, but I respect anyone that plays it because I can't.
The deck is very, very powerful.
Yeah. Moving on to number 2 for all my control players out there, we have Eldlich, the deck. Eldlich was actually, like, the whole deck was literally just reprinted in Maximum Gold Eldorado. We got a gorgeous altar of Eldlich that, like, I honestly prefer to the OG art. I have no shame. I think this golder is hot as hell. And we just got Hawk, Conch, Eldland. Literally everything was just reprinted in Maximum Gold. So
we
the
also
whole
got,
deck is
like,
much more affordable.
We got Extravagance, we got Torrential Tribute. Like, there's a ton of really affordable cards. In the Mocking Destruction deck, just like, a couple months ago, we got Solemn Strike as well. Really affordable, really budget reprint versions of these cards are super available, really cheap, and make this deck very strong.
Yeah, the Eldlich deck is, like, if you just play Trap Eldlich, literally the deck is under $50. Like, I don't even think you have to spend that much on the deck anymore. It's really nice because now Cursed Eldland isn't a $40 card. And believe it or not, the Eldlich deck is still extremely powerful in a trap variant. I think MBT actually got to day 2 of the YCS playing Floodgate Eldlich, so don't count the deck out. It is extremely powerful. It is one of my favorite decks to be playing right now. I have a variant that I've been playing at locals. Granted, it has DPE, but still, if you just play the Trap Eldlich deck, the deck is insane.
Very, very strong. And as Logan said, it does have a ton of flexibility, right? You can play your blowout cards, you can play like your strikes, your judgments, your Imperial Orders, your skill drains. You could also choose to play a little bit more Floodgatey version if you want. You're not playing any other monsters. You can play Gozen Match, you can play Rivalry, you could play, as Logan said, like there can be only one crazy different Floodgates, or there's a lot of people out there, if you do have a little bit of a higher budget, you can include the Dogmatica package. Nadir Servant did get reprinted, a little expensive at the moment still, but it's a little bit more accessible and affordable if you want to go that route as well.
Before we jump into the number 1 slot, though, we do want to do some honorable mentions because we did make a post on the community page asking for your budget deck ideas, and a lot of you did mention some decks that we didn't mention in the top 5. So if this was your honorable mention, make sure you let us know in the comments, and if we didn't mention any of your budget deck ideas at all, let us know in the comments, because I can't pick every deck, but I sure can read and like your comment and respond.
So to start off our honorable mentions, there are a bunch of cards that just got reprinted for archetypes like dinosaurs, Altergeist, and we also just got the brand new inclusion of Fluandereeze into the TCG. Now notably, these are all very good decks, but I do think they have kind of been power crept. They are not very much like at the top of the meta game right now, so keep that in mind if these are things you want to invest in. However, not everyone wants to play the game at like the top tier competitive level, so if you're just looking to have fun at locals, maybe these are some of the decks for you.
I personally wanted to put Dino in the top 5. Brian was against it, but because it did just get a lot of reprints in Maximum Gold and Fossil Dig's been reprinted into the ground lately, I really thought Dino was a good choice. Let me know in the comments if Brian was wrong and Dino should have been the top 5. Let me know.
Miski's at 1.
Low gang.
Who cares?
They always draw it.
And then to round out some of our honorable mentions, there are some decks that I do think should probably be in like the number 1 category. However, they are tier 1, which means that if you want to play them at a competitive level, you kind of have to have some like really powerful cards.
You gotta drop some cash.
Yeah.
So we're not saying build these and expect the highest potential, because that's not the way it's gonna work.
We just wanted to let y'all know that there are budget versions of these tier 1 decks out there, and the first one is Phantom Knight.
Obviously, a lot of people right now are playing Verte, DPE, that whole version of the deck right now, but you can always just like not play those cards, and you can set some Fog Blades, make an Apo, IP, all that fun stuff, and guess what? The deck's still really good. You don't have to play DPE and Verte. It's totally an option to just not play the cards.
And then the last one is Birds, or the Leerless Tri-Brigade deck. I think there's a lot of decks out there that are starting to now kind of go with the Small World package, not really a cheap card. The bridge card for that is the Dinotherium. Dinotherium, also not a really cheap card, so, you know, and on top of that, the deck also does have a ton of room for like hand traps or just like blowout cards like Droplet, Imperm, Nib, stuff like that. So once you add it up, it starts to get a little expensive, which is why we decided not to include it in our top 5.
Sorry, Birds. I love you.
So before we get into our number 1 slot, make sure y'all guys are going down and hitting that subscribe button and throwing this video a like.
And don't forget to comment your favorite budget deck or a budget deck we didn't mention. But by gosh, by golly, with all that out of the way, we're going to get right into spot number 1 for our budget deck of this format. And I think it's one that everyone can kind of guess. It's still a very good deck. It's been good for about 26 years now, it feels like. And that is Dragon Link. Dragon Link is the deck that has been in the tier 1, tier 1.5 slot for literal years now. It just won't die. It combos for 10 years. It's so resilient. There are tons of variants of the deck. Honestly, Chamber Dragon Maid did just get reprinted. Obviously, she's still not like dirt cheap, but like she's literally the most expensive card in the deck, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's about it. And Dragon Link also is just super versatile when it comes to being able to play like the Chaos package, the Dragon Maid package. A lot of people are switching back over to the Black Metal Dragon package because it plays around Drool. You've got your Rocket Engine, you got all your other like different Safers. Like there's just so many dragons that you can play.
Just play dragons.
All of them give you a ton of different options and different play routes. It can play through a ton of interruption, it can set up a ton of interruption, and it just has incredible follow-up.
This deck is literally so cheap for how good it is. This
deck
is
is
easily
insane.
the best budget deck, 110% no question. But that's all we got. That's it. Those are the 5 budget decks that we think are the most impactful, the most playable, the most competitive for the format, along with the honorable mentions. Again, if we didn't mention a bunch of deck that you think is super duper good, make sure you let us know in the comments. We will check it out. We will look into it. We might do more budget videos. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I don't know what just happened here, but let me know if you want us to do more budget videos, friends. It's been a while, but we kind of like doing these videos. They're fun. Oh, also, make sure you catch us on stream tonight. We're going to be on stream. Come hang out. 24-hour stream is this Friday. We'll see you there. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. We love you. You matter. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, teams.
See y'all.